Come suck our glowing, weird little podcast dick.
You're looking at yourself in the JCPenney fitting room mirror and one of your balls is hanging out of the hole in your jeans. And you go, what have I done to deserve this?
Sabbatically thick cup of nightmarish hot cocoa you snuck out of a garbage can in a 7-Eleven.
What the fuck is up? Hey guys, just real quick before we get into this, there's been some unfortunate news.
Some very terrible things we
We just want to let you know we put out an episode every Friday, and we're hoping to keep it that way for a long time. But
yeah,
something's come up, and I hope you guys can ride with us. We just want to let you know that we're never gonna fucking stop.
Never,
welcome to
ever.
the Dapper
Welcome
Dads
to this
episode
goddamn truck that won't slow down.
27.
If
the brakes are cut.
If we could call this theme for an episode daring, that theme would be the podcast that couldn't slow down.
This is like Speed 4. If this podcast slows down, everybody dies.
Speed 4. Electric.
Was there Speed 3?
Was there a Speed 3? Somebody fact check.
Fact check. Ow. Fast check.
Do a fast finger slim fast check. Fact check and see if Speed 3 was a thing. If not, we claim the rights because we have a script ready and waiting. Get at us, Hollywood.
Yeah. Greenlight something already. All we give is 5-star ideas. Speaking of 5-star ideas, why don't you leave us some 5-star reviews?
Mamma mia, that was a smooth segue. True segues for this podcast.
Yeah, leave us some goddamn 5-star reviews. We got a hot one that we'll get into in a bit.
We got a couple of good hot things coming from this podcast that we can get into in about. It is hot.
And then go to www.thedapperdads.com for everything that we could possibly give you all in one place, every streaming source.
Our love and arms are open. Just take it already.
Link to the playlist that we do bi-weekly. Link to the merch store. We got a couple orders, and they're coming out to you. You want to be like these cool kids buying merch from us? Then
yes, when you get
it.
merch from us, post a picture to the Facebook page of you with the merch. We will feature it. We will do some cool stuff with it. Who knows? Maybe you could get some cool edits on top of your photo.
Yeah. And then get at us, dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us technical questions to the email, which is the main thing we've gotten. And I corresponded back, and I fixed that person's issue. So we also do tech support on the side.
Did we find out who that was, or was that just completely anonymous?
It was just someone working on something similar. Some competition.
I see.
And,
hey, you know what? It's not always about being number one. It's about helping. It's about the journey. It's not always about the destination.
I'm helping out the little man.
Exactly.
And then
we just have such big baller status that
big
we might
balls,
as well help.
We have large testicles.
Yes, the biggest.
Dapper Dad's home of the largest testicles. This side of the Mississippi.
I was gonna say this side of the Mason-Dixon line, but usually that only applies to big fat orders of biscuits and gravy. Per
that
my
only
Southern
applies to
understanding.
racism. Also, give us a call or a text to 402-7-DAPPER. That is 402-732-7737. Anything and everything. If it's voicemail, we'll put it on the goddamn next episode. If it's a text, we might respond to you and chit chat. Either way, you're getting your shit out there. We got a slew of submissions that we're going to be getting into.
You know, it's funny because I thought there was a drought.
Oh yeah,
but
I thought it was a drought.
Turns out we had plenty of submissions. And, you know, it's kind of like a gold rush. It's like we'll get a couple of trickles of submissions, and then they just come flooding in. Yeah. Wasn't there a little fucked up voicemail that we got, too?
Yeah. Maybe
we can I definitely want to.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We're going to have to address that because I had finally downloaded the app on my phone where I can get the notifications from the phone number. And so I also get the voicemail readout, and I got the readout from that one, and I was like,
yeah. But the
aggressive.
readout constantly makes me think we have beef.
Absolutely.
And then I listen to it, and it's either very confusing. Well, even this one was very confusing.
Yeah.
It's people who don't seem to understand what's going on
it's
or
like
fucking with us.
I seem to think when I recorded the voicemail that it was very clear English.
It's very clear. It is fast at the end.
I mean, of course it's very fast at the end. That's where the legal disclaimer is because I have to do stuff with the things that you give me.
We've got for being a fairly young, handsome, tall drink of podcast, we have gotten some notifications, and we've had to be a little bit more legal than I thought we'd have to be.
Quite a bit.
It's like it's a business.
Turns out people actually listen to us.
Yeah, weird. Never thought that would happen.
Yeah, I kind of thought we would just
waste an hour and a half of your Friday.
I was actually I was in a group of people, and I was talking about the show because let's just be real. I am shameless in my promotion of this thing.
I am filled with shame.
Oh, I have absolutely no shame. All I do is hand out the business cards everywhere I go. I talk to everyone everywhere about it. I make sales based on things I do with this show.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody, and they were like, "No, it's a long show, but if I do something with it, I feel more productive when I do it. And I was like, that is the only time anything I've ever done has had that logic applied to it. Nothing I've ever done has helped anyone do anything progressive.
I've never been helpful in any
no. I tried to think of some, but it was like when we were trying to come up with the good memories in the older episodes, you know, it's like we just kept digging and chipping away, and it's like, it's nothing
just
but
a bunch of shit.
Nothing but hard-boiled shit. That's all it is.
So yeah, tell us what you do while you listen to this, because I'm curious.
Yeah, do you
What I do while I listen to this is hate my life a little bit.
What I do while I listen to this is usually not pay attention.
Yeah.
And
I've started to do that too. There's going to be some things that need to be edited.
Yeah, there's going to be some things that slip up.
Missed that
one. I just like the picture.
We're just listening to music over top of it.
Like
5 little pump songs at a time while editing the podcast.
Like you're supposed to be editing the podcast. You're like, okay, this is the master, and it's the last night before we can do it, and I got to listen to it. I just pop in your room. Hey, drama, you want to listen to 5 little pump songs layered over top of each other and see what happens? And you're like, I thought you'd never ask. Here's 17 quick ones I threw together.
Yeah, I'm usually watching like Simpsons or something.
Yeah.
Not fully paying attention. And then
I've seen what you do while you edit the show.
I wish you hadn't. And I know you do too. Yeah, and then sometimes I get like throughout it, and I'm like, oh, I don't have a title or any of those things that we splice at the beginning.
No.
What are we going to do? Yeah, no,
because then you got to go through and listen to it again.
No, I just scramble at the end.
Oh, I bet.
Maybe notice.
Do you just do you just like pick 3 moments in like the episodic timeline just to chop from and take something from?
I haven't gotten to that, but I feel like I'm on the brink of it.
Yeah, we're all on the brink of something for what it's worth.
Now I listen through, I got to splice in things for the video. I got to splice in sound effects. There's a fucking lot that goes into this. So what you need to do is go buy some merch so that it pays for what we have to pay for to do this free content. And you look cool in a Dapper Dad's t-shirt.
You absolutely do.
You drink real cool in a Dapper Dad's mug.
You absolutely do.
Top-notch mug. And you buying merch makes us think we should have more merch. And there's some things in the pipeline that I'm very excited for.
We talk a lot about pipelines on the show, but I want everyone
this whole
to know
dungeon is pipes.
The pipeline talk will pay off eventually, I promise you. It usually doesn't with us, but in this instance, I promise it's going to.
Yeah, give us some lube for our pipes. That's what I always say.
My pipes won't fail you.
And yeah, tell 3 quick friends about the show, because word of mouth, I've learned, is more important than
tell 3 quick friends 3 quick things you like about the Dapper Dads podcast, and get them to listen to it.
And tell them to submit before they listen, so we can ridicule them for when they do listen.
Yes, absolutely. Because if it's, man, we haven't talked enough shit this year, I realize. We've had a lot of... It's this cold weather, you know? It's just this bullshit. It's been so goddamn freezing outside. All I can think about is hate.
You're telling me.
It's hard to separate the shit talk when all you're thinking about is hate.
What I hate most is... This is the time of year when I'm like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? It's February. We're like so close. Because usually by March, it's tolerable. Like February is the last month of like...
It's like by the time we get through this... It's going to be okay. We just got to get through the next 4 weeks.
And this is the month when it always feels the longest. And this year...
But it's the shortest month of the year.
It is, but it's just fucking drags. And this year there's been so many really nice days. And as much as I cherish those really nice days, it fucking sucks, because then you're like, oh, 40-degree weather. I'll just wear a hoodie. And then 2 days later, it's like 13 degrees. And you're like, no, fuck, I just had... And it like makes it worse.
Like the last couple days, it has just dropped so
it's
hard.
Been fucking crazy.
Terrible.
Whatever day it was, there was one day when it was like super warm, and then by the end of the night, it was
3 days ago
freezing. Yeah, it's just
it was like 50 degrees outside.
And I just know when it gets warm out that it's gonna be so fucking good. Easy. It is my favorite. It is my favorite time, because you go through the winter and it's rough and cold, no matter what. It's cold and shitty. But then as soon as it gets warm and it stays warm, I'm a fucking animal. So March 31st at CJ's Public House.
Yes,
at CJ's Lounge, because we're old. If you listen to the last episode, we announced that we will be doing a nice little hangout sesh.
Soiree.
Yeah, a little party at CJ's. No affiliation whatsoever. Don't tell anyone from CJ's that we're doing this.
No,
when you're there, don't bring it up to them.
They're going to hurt us.
Yes, I've seen them break people's legs for
Listen,
less.
We've already gotten in trouble there before. We don't need to be banned from the place.
I will not be yelled at again.
No, you were not yelled at, my friend. You were shamed like a dog.
I was scolded. But anyway,
might as well
my first
rolled up
scolding.
A newspaper and whacked you in the nose with
I'll
it for
whack
being
her
a bastard.
With a newspaper.
Ooh,
but
threats of violence.
But yeah,
February starting off strong.
So come out March 31st, Saturday, 8 p.m. is when the shenanigans will be starting. We're just going to have some drinks with you guys, meet up in person because we like to show our faces.
Yes.
You can be part of these stories you hear, see where the night takes us. No real solid plans, but CJ's beautiful. Bring some money for the jukebox. First 2 people to come up to us and I guess just say one of our fun catchphrases from the show will get a free drink from each of us.
And I have had so many people say they're going to be claiming the free drink first, so let's see what happens. I would love it.
Yes, I've also heard this. And
I am not going to advocate violence, but I will say that if you do Rush, I would love to see just a stampede of people.
Yeah, if you want to come and listen to Rush,
that is not. If
you play Rush, we will take your phone and unsubscribe.
We've already talked shit about Led Zeppelin. I will sit here and talk shit about Rush as well.
Yes, Rush is quite possibly one of the worst bands that's ever existed.
Fuck Rush.
Fuck Rush. Neil Peart is a good drummer, but that whole thing, God, my dad loved Rush.
It's like, okay, here's the way I look at it. The Rush is like that time on The Simpsons where Marge had the gambling addiction.
Yes.
And Homer was left to cook everything in the house. And he's like, Lisa, you just have to be creative. Frozen pie crust, Tom Collins mix, capers, which by themselves are good ingredients, but together made Homer go, let's go get Mom. So
yes,
that's the way I think of Rush.
So.
They're good ingredients, but together it's like I would rather die.
If you see someone in a Rush shirt, turn and run away. And don't let them talk to you at the bar.
Have you ever met anybody in a Rush shirt that you respect?
No, not at all.
No, that's fair.
No. There's a lot of band shirts that I don't have respect for.
3 quick band shirts you don't have respect for.
Nirvana, Rush, and then I know we've said Metallica, but I feel...
I got a big one that's...
I'll go with Metallica. What's your big one?
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I'm gonna get a Guns N' Roses shirt.
No, I can't stand dudes in Guns N' Roses shirt.
But like a nice. I don't like the traditional Guns N' Roses shirts, like the very like generic ones.
Okay, tell you what, I will trade because there is some okay Guns N' Roses shirts.
Yeah, I've got one.
I will
in
gladly
a shopping cart online right now.
I will gladly trade Guns N' Roses out for Pink Floyd.
Yes. Okay.
And actually, my number one is going to be Bob Marley. Dudes in Bob Marley shirts. That is.
If you go, I hate like the accessibility of these shirts nowadays. That's why Nirvana is one of my biggest ones, because it's like at fucking Walmart and shit. And these kids are like, Nirvana was cool. I'm gonna be real cool and mysterious in my Nirvana shirt that I got for $14.99.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever looked at someone in a Nirvana shirt and thought you are uniquely
Never even looked
dark?
At someone in a Nirvana shirt. I refuse to do it.
It's like I see it and your brain just goes, and ricochets goes,
But I am getting a Guns N' Roses shirt and a Motley Crue shirt. They're both in shopping carts on different sites, and I'm waiting for the right time to buy them. This is going to be soon.
Oh my God, this is what shame feels like.
Oh, I don't have it.
No,
it's leaking out.
I feel ashamed to know you.
Oh, just wait till I'm wearing them. They're also crop
at the
tops.
same time.
Yeah, it's half and half.
No,
only
you
the
buy
good
them.
members.
You buy them.
So we cut out
them
Mick
in half.
Mars.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about.
Cut out
we're
Mick
cutting
Mars.
out. Okay, Mick Mars and.
I think the rest of Motley Crue, I like. Vince Neil is gross now.
I would say we could cut if we're gonna cut to Vince Neil and Mick Mars.
Yeah, of course. Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee are still great people.
Who are we cutting out of Guns N' Roses? Duff.
No, Duff is great. I love
you like Duff?
Read his book. Very, very good, solid guy.
We're obviously cutting out Axl.
No, Axl's.
Then who the fuck are you cutting? You can't slash.
No, of course not. Izzy, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I guess it depends on the drummers. Matt Sorum, I've never really had an attachment to. And then what was the fucking other drummer's name? That got addicted to heroin and got.
Which one? Which one?
Exactly. He had a fucking like. I think it might have been the Behind the Music. He got so fucked up on heroin that he had like a stroke, I think. And he lived in this apartment complex, and they let him play his drums on the roof. And he's like, yeah, I just go up here sometimes, and I play along to the first album. And it's just him really poorly playing drums. Very sad story.
Sounds
missed out on a lot of money.
Ooh, that took all the steam out of my engine for the rest of this episode. It's going to be dark.
Read Slash's book. I read the Motley Crue collective book, The Dirt. Very, very good books. That's like my favorite thing. I have Tommy Lee's book. Started to read it. He wrote it, of course, and it's written by him and his penis. So his penis talks a lot in the book. So I gave up on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 80s hair metal band books, my favorite shit. Everybody died.
So you take the crop tops, cut them in half, sew them together, half crop top, Millie Rock in the half crop top.
Yeah, Millie Rock in the half crop top. I love that. My aesthetic.
Aesthetic is Millie. So the aesthetic of this episode is going to be girl in a half and half, 80s hair metal crop top, Millie Rock.
Yes, exactly. One of my favorite things, Mick Mars.
One-arm Millie Rock.
Mick Mars in the book, he had a big drinking problem and a very fucked up
No,
life.
Mick Mars had a drinking problem in real life, not just in the book.
They all had, like, literally everybody fucking died for a little bit. It's like, I know they talk about it, but they fucking read those books.
No,
like,
literally, they
all died.
They all died at one point, and
crazy.
They're literally like, yeah, we were touring a small city in Lithuania, and I had just shot the 14 ounce of heroin that morning into my nutsack.
And, like, a lot of them die and, like, obviously come back.
Yeah.
But the shit they did up until dying, you're like, yeah, of fucking course you did.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
then the shit they do after they die?
Yeah. I could go on for an hour about just, like, 4 of them dying. But there's a story about Mick Mars. Mick Mars, when he was a kid, tried to hang his brother when he was, like, 5. I think that was the story. Or he hung himself. Some crazy shit. But there was the story where Vince Neil, like, they left a house and he left with... can't even remember the dude's name. Razzle from some other 80s hair metal band, and he was drunk driving and got in a car accident and killed Razzle, and it was a big thing. And meanwhile, while that's happening, Mick Mars walks out to the ocean to kill himself because he's drunk and bloated all the time, and he has some, like, spinal deficiency, so that's why he looks weird. And he walks into the ocean and tries to kill himself, gets washed up on the ocean, walks to the back window.
With his bloated weird body.
Yeah, with his bloated weird body, walks up to the back glass sliding doors. See everyone who's crying because they got the news about Razzle, thinks he's a ghost, tries to walk through the glass door, is still a live human. Everyone freaks out. And then he's like, sorry, I thought I was dead. And they're like, no, Vince Neil killed Razzle. That was a Wednesday night for Motley Crue in the 80s. Fucking phenomenal.
80s are fucking crazy.
The Dapper
man.
Dads are bringing back that era. We're not in a band. We just talk.
we're
But I want
bringing
that
back the
life.
hype.
Like, the shit they do in that fucking book. Like, I read Slash's book and The Dirt by Motley Crue collectively. 2 of my favorite books. The shit they do before they, like, even got poppin', just them living, like, a gross, disgusting life is incredible. Motley Crue would all eat off of one plate and not wash it, so it would just be shit on top of shit on top of shit. And yeah, I could go on. If you want to, I'm going to have a spin-off podcast where I just recant 80s hair metal stories that I've read and wasn't involved in. Like, oh, were you there? It's like, no, I was born in the 90s, so I
will not be tuning in.
That's fine. I think it'll do better than this shit show.
There's lots of things that do better than this shit show for what it's worth.
Name 3 quick ones.
Yeah,
the quick one sucks because it gets sprung on you and you're like, ugh, the pressure.
3 quick podcasts that are more successful than us. Last podcast on the left. Clearly.
Literally almost all of the podcasts.
Yeah, literally pretty much every podcast that's ever existed ever.
Yeah, but I see some with 0 reviews.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good so
like,
far.
Come suck my podcast dick, buddy, because it's glowing.
Come suck our glowing, weird little podcast dick. Delicious.
Something I wanted to touch on, a story from last weekend. Me and young Kurd decided to get back into skateboarding.
Yes. This day.
What a fun afternoon.
What a fine day this was. Recant gleefully, drama.
As I was saying, the weather has been warm and cold, and it was a beautiful, warm, 40-degree day. And I figured we would get into some skateboarding. We're going to get some skateboards. I have one. I used to skate when I was like a teenager.
As did I.
Haven't skated in at least 5 years. Probably more. And even that was just me riding around and being like, ugh.
Being like, oh, God, I got fat.
Kurt's never skated, but he's very interested. And he's
It's a fun time. I'm not going to sit here and say it isn't.
And he's like sparked me to get into it. So we're going to get some boards, but I have my old shitty Frankenstein together board. And I was like, well, it's warm. Let's go give it a whirl just to make sure before we get new equipment and everything that we really want to do this. So we went to a tennis court in this area because I like skating on tennis courts. They're real soft, I thought.
Yeah.
And real clean, and you ain't got to worry about shit. So we're just palling around. Getting warmed up. I didn't do anything crazy, just even getting back on the board. It is one of the things where if you like give up on it for a bit, it's just like fucking starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm heavier than I used to be.
It's not like
and,
a bicycle where they're
Oh,
like,
no, not at all.
It is.
No, it's like...
the thought of me being on a skateboard skinned my knees up. That's what happened.
The thought of you being on a skateboard scared me.
Can you imagine me, all of this moving on a skateboard?
It has to be
very
two decks
quickly
glued together just to support.
It has to be like it has to be one of the carts they roll under cars with to work on them.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Oh man, how
But
nice
it's got
would that
those
be?
crazy wheels that aren't like stationary.
Yeah.
So you're just spinning all around.
Woo-hoo.
But so we were just warming up. I was trying like just some general shit to get back in the groove. And then what I was doing while this first great thing happened to me was just I got a little cocky and I was gonna go the whole length of the tennis court a little faster than I'd been going, and then just a simple turnaround, big area, big wide turn.
Yeah.
So I do that, making the big wide turn, no problem. And then I'm like, something feels weird, and it was because my pants had ripped in the crotch. And I'll splice it in the video.
It was
and
a fun
put it on
Snapchat
something.
to get.
Huge rip.
Gigantic.
There was no tears in my jeans, nothing at all. I wasn't doing anything. I was literally doing a
I, in
wide
fact,
turn.
seem to recall looking at these pants a day or so before when we had hung out and I had seen you in them, and I'm like, that is a nice looking pair of pants.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
No rips, no tears,
Nothing.
nothing
Didn't-
artistic, just good old denim.
No, they were getting a little loose. I guess I had them for a bit. Nice broken in pair of jeans.
Yeah.
And it just fucking exploded. I'm talking like it was, I don't know, 7 inches. Huge rip.
No, only time you've ever said that, right?
I'm not good with inches. It's actually like 14. I'm like, that's like 7, right?
It's like 7 girls like,
Eyes pop out, tongue unrolls.
I mean, that's what usually happens
Heart
anyway.
out of the chest.
But
Cartoon dog.
start stomping and stuff like that, jazz band in the background. But
So yeah, I looked down and I was like, well, fuck me. Because, of course, only pair of pants I had. I don't live around here. No access to other pants. We were going to
there's
get into...
access for money.
Yeah, we were going to get into something later that required pants. And so...
You couldn't have just worn my pants. You would have looked a fool.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you're like, well, I didn't expect this to happen, and I don't know how to correct this. And then Matt the God ended up stopping by right after I did that, and I was like, look at this. And it was like literally past the bottom of my boxers, so it was a little bit
Would
of
have
thigh.
looked good for what we were doing later for what it's worth.
I don't think it would have, because I'll get into why I definitely had to not work with that. But then, yeah, so I'm like, fucking ruin these pants, don't have another pair of pants, don't have many options, gonna have to go buy pants, which I had been trying to buy new jeans, but it's just such a fucking frustrating ordeal.
But then you were forced.
I was forced, but before I was forced, I was like, well, I already ripped my pants, might as well keep skating around, like, no harm, no foul.
What do you got to lose?
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I had just been talking to Kurt, since he's never skated. I'm like, here are a few things I hate about skateboarding that happens a lot. And my 2 big ones are that feeling where you like slip out back and you get that feeling like you slipped on ice where you're like, ugh, and you jerk back, or the reverse, which is forward. Both of those are just awful
and
feelings.
it just like hurts your core because you're trying to like maintain your
or it's
balance.
just like scary and you got to catch yourself. And it happens out of nowhere. And that's just like a nonstop thing. And I was like, yeah, I forgot about that. And I also told him, you got to watch out for pebbles. Because you'll see the smallest rock in the world, and it will stop you like nothing else.
You will hit it, and you will die.
Yep.
Because you think you're just going to go over it like a car or something. But no, those wheels on the skateboard, they're very hard.
Yeah, and the trucks, you're like, I don't know what it is, because it literally can be like the smallest little rock, like a pebble, and it will fucking stop you.
God gives, God takes
away. And
away.
then if you're going at decent speed and you stop, you just fling forward. So I had just finished talking about how much I hate that. And then I'm going fast, going down, and I see one in front of me. And this is what I hate about my life. Two things is I feel like
things I hate about my life.
Oh, I got 12 off top. Everything.
Everything followed by a little bit of all of it.
I feel like when I'm given a chance all the time with things, where it's like, stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You tore your pants.
Yeah.
Go home. You're done. Then this thing I'm about to talk about wouldn't happen. This is my life all the time. If you would have just fucking stopped when you got a sign, you would have been good, but you just had to push your fucking luck.
That's going to be the name of my autobiography.
And then the second thing is I see things that I know are going to lead to what I will be talking or feeling a way about something. I see it happening, like eating a big slice of pizza, and I'm like, oh, I should make sure this doesn't get on my pants. And I don't do anything to prevent that, and then it gets on my pants. And I'm like, you fucking knew it. You thought about it. You could have stopped it, but you just fucking keep living your stupid life, and now you're covered in pizza.
When I was younger, I have a very vivid memory of riding around with my dad. And he had an idea. He said that he was going to patent it. What it was an apron that you could wear in the car while you were eating. But here's the no. It gets better. Don't piss your pants laughing yet. Because what it is it would catch all the sauce and the toppings and everything, and they would slide down like this plastic
and then
mat
you could eat it.
Yeah, into a tray where you could eat out of it at the bottom.
Smart man. Pen.
The Dapper Dads. What do you even call that? A slob tray?
No, it's got to be something with a car to emphasize it's for the car.
Your
carprin. It's my car apron. My carprin.
But
sounds like you're harping for something.
I know, but the name also has to imply that you eat what you get on it.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to workshop this
because it
afterwards.
doesn't seem like to me it seems like maybe you don't want all that shit to eat, because who wants just like a big spoonful of ketchup and mayonnaise with some lettuce on it?
I guess your dad does. I'll feed it to him.
I saw that guy eat a banana with the peel on it one time. I don't want to talk about it.
Not surprising. I constantly with driving, like I said, I think I'm a pretty good driver.
Everyone does.
I know I'm better than a lot of people.
Yeah, I will testify to that.
I a lot of times will be eating in my car in a very sloppy manner and like changing the music and like smoking a cigarette and driving fast, and I'm like, oh, if I crash, someone's gonna be like, were you eating a burrito? And I'll be like, yeah. There's a piece of potato from a Taco Bell potato burrito in my car that fell in between my seats.
Is
and
that
I just
what that smell
and
is?
I just look at it all the time. Don't do anything about it, but I'm just like, God. But anyway, back to my thing. So my life is me constantly seeing what's gonna go wrong, what will be the downfall of my existence,
Your downfall,
and then ignoring it.
Your downfall is seeing that piece of potato and then getting into a head-on collision, and the last thing you hear is, sucking my dick, tickle me, and that potato's gonna hit you in the face.
That's the way I want to
No, actually what's gonna happen is the potato's gonna shoot itself down your throat and choke you. It's gonna be the potato choking you that kills you, not the crash.
I'd like to read that obituary. Anyway, so
I like to think that they're gonna be interviewing me for this show after you die. I'm gonna be like, I was I was at home greasing myself up for my Wednesday night Kama Sutra class when I got the phone call about drama, and they said that he choked on an old potato while.
I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so.
And I said, "You've got to be kidding me."
God. And then you die too.
When they tell me.
Died from bad puns. Anyway.
I like to think that when I die, they're going to eventually, for me saying something terrible on the show, crucify me like Christ. And as I'm up on the cross, I'm going to say, "Spear me your insults," and then that's going to be my last pun. I'm going to get in before they kill me.
Part of the spearing.
Yeah, you're probably going to be the one who calls for the crucifixion.
Then I die too. Fuck.
They crucify you next to me, and I'm like, "Told you, fucker."
That is the way we go, I think.
Oh, I like to think that we'll die together.
So I'm going relatively fast. Look down, and I see a rock. Could have jumped off. Could have bailed out. Didn't.
You see a potato.
I thought again. Oh, it doesn't stop. And fucking colossal.
Even though you knew.
Yeah, I knew, and I looked at it. Three little rocks, 3 quick rocks, and I looked right at it. And it just stopped me, and my big dumpy body just hurtled to the ground.
That is the best way to describe it.
At a force I haven't been familiar with in years. Like as soon as it happened, I was like, I haven't fallen like that since I was probably a teenager.
To be very, very honest with you, the way you were acting later that night, one would assume you had whiplash because of how dark you were acting. This took a lot out of me because
it
took a lot out of both of you.
Oh, I don't know what was going on.
Because I'll have to when we get to this part, I'll have to describe what you two were like when you walked in.
But anyway, so I slammed to the ground, and then you're just laying there for a minute, all on my right knee. My left knee was the bad knee, the gonorrhea knee in quotation marks.
We don't
because
have to quotation.
People are popping in. Thanks to everyone tuning in on random new episodes. I don't have gonorrhea in my knee.
You do, so that's why you don't have to quote it.
Episode 3.
He does have a gonorrhea knee.
I was told I have it was
Someone fact check this.
Yeah, please come take my blood and my piss. I don't need it anymore. I've become a better superhuman.
Come take all of Drama's fluids.
Yes, come take my fluids.
The old come take. Shit.
Anyway, I went to the doctor and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with my left knee. So I smashed onto my right knee, like all of it. You know when you fall and you're like, one part of my body
you can you know which.
It was that and my right elbow, which
that's
really
how it felt
wasn't
when
bad.
I hit my head that one time. I was like, my head took every single square inch of energy that this collision made.
And so I was laying there and I was like, it sounded like it felt like someone dropped a cow from like a 16-story building off the roof. And I turn around and I'm like,
that sounds a very specific way.
At least Kurt or Matt will be able to be like, oh shit. I look over and they're just looking off in the distance in the opposite direction.
Ambulance.
So I'm just laying. No, they had no idea. I'm just like, I came over like limping and they're like, oh, what happened? And I'm like, I just ate so much shit. It's unbelievable.
Why didn't you howl her out like a big old spider monkey?
Because the weird thing about me is when I fall and like something like that was a pretty decent injury. No sound. Just eventually I'll just be like, ah, and I'm just very upset with myself. But I'm never like, ah. I'm just like, keep it all inside.
You are a psycho.
So I fucking busted my knee, and then what proceeded to happen? Like it was pretty bad. Like it was one of those things where in the moment it hurt a bunch, and then it got way worse.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, this hurts up front, so I know it's bad.
But
and then
like it wears off a little bit. This just didn't. It just kept growing.
Yeah, it got worse. It's like you ever fall and you're like, wow, that didn't hurt at all, and then like the next day you're like, oh yeah, I'm sore there, but I didn't. This instead was like instant pain, and then much more pain to follow.
I had that when I fell down the stairs like a month ago because I banged right here.
That day. I didn't get to see it, but I got told about it.
God, no, but like for 3 weeks after that, every time I went to lift my arm like this, I could feel it in my shoulder where like my shoulder was fucked up.
Yeah, and that's what, well then I was like, yeah, let's leave now. So we come back to Matt's place. I'm sitting there gaping hole in my crotch, like so close to like flashing like when I sit down, just like a fucking monster.
Close to pulling a bucket hands.
Yeah, close to, I don't even know what. But then I'm like, well, we have to get me pants. Like I got to go to the mall, I guess, and buy fucking whatever at this point. I don't have any other option. And my knee's fucking killing me. So then we go, but first we go to Valley Produce because I'm looking for Bean Flicker Ale.
Gotta get the bean flicker.
I drank it for the first time on one of these a long time ago. I got a 6-pack. Didn't fully appreciate it then. Now it's my new favorite beer. Can't fucking find it anywhere. Their website's garbage. Odd Side Ales, get at me. You need to fix that website. Send me some bean flicker. It is fucking delicious. So I go on my way to Valley to go find it. Huge hole in my crotch. I'm walking through Valley and people are making eye contact with me in my face, looking down at my crotch, and then looking back up at me very concerned. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. It's just a huge gaping hole. They don't have my beer. Buy whatever the fuck I bought. Check out. Go to the mall. Go to JCPenney. Try to buy some pants. End up buying the exact same pants that I tore because they were decent pants that last a while. What I didn't remember, because mine were very worn, that they were loose everywhere. These are very tight pants. I'm wearing them right now. I'm working on them now. I feel like Frank in that episode of It's Always Sunny when he puts in the skinny jeans. And then
because they look hip.
And then a sensation I was unfamiliar with, because I was like, I'm gonna buy these pants and I'm gonna change into them in the mall so I can stop having this gaping hole. And so I tried to go to that upstairs bathroom that's kind of nice and no one's ever in. Of course, someone's in the stall. So I gotta go downstairs to the fucking food court bathroom where everyone's just fucking doing whatever. The first stall has overflown and there is toilet water everywhere, seeping into the second stall that I was forced to use.
Delicious.
And then, of course, I had to take my shoes off to take my pants off. So I got these fucking socks on the fucking Cherryville Mall bathroom floor trying to avoid water. And I know there's someone next to me eventually that was probably pissed that they had to use that toilet. And I'm just in there making sounds and shit and trying to like take my pants off.
Because your knee's fucked up. And
yeah, my knee is super fucked. I'm taking my pants off and then trying to hold them so my phone, wallet, and money don't fall into the toilet. And then put my new pants on just like around my ankles and then put the things in my pocket and then pull them up. And the sensation I was unfamiliar with is brand new raw denim on your fucking raw skinned fucked up knee. And instantly I was like, and they're pretty tight around the knee. And I was just instantly like, this is going to be so uncomfortable forever. And the best part prior to that, I figured I'd end this story with my favorite moment of all of this, is I'm in the JCPenney fitting room trying these pants on. I tried on another pair and I had grabbed the wrong size, so they were a little tight, didn't make it up. Big old fat piece of shit. Whatever. I pull them down and I try the other ones on. I'm like, these are the ones. And my knee the whole time is killing me. Then I put on my ripped up jeans to go make the purchase so that I can transform into the new jeans. And you know how your boxers ride up?
Yeah.
So that is really amplified when you have a giant crotch hole. So what happened is I'm pulling up my new pants, which pulled up my boxers, and one of my testicles fell through the giant hole in the crotch of my jeans.
While you were trying to wring out a JCPenney's?
I wish. While I'm looking in the mirror in the fitting room. Yes. So I'm standing there, and you ever just feel defeated, and your shoulders slump, and you're looking at yourself.
And like your gut hangs out.
You're looking at yourself in the JCPenney fitting room mirror, and one of your balls is hanging out of the hole in your jeans, and you go, what have I done to deserve this? I wish you would have told me all this the day that it happened. I would have been so much more understanding of where you were at. I was exhausted. My fucking knee, because the worst thing, and my knee still hurts. It's gotten like substantially better, obviously. And I needed to get like fully better. And I'm more, when you have a pain for a while and you're like, what if this is just life now? Because that's how my other knee was. I have bad knees because I used to do all this shit when I was a teenager and jump off shit and was always like, who fucking cares? And I'm like, I care a lot at my current age because my knees are garbage and my ankles are
because we now
shit
realize
too.
that this is the meat prison we're trapped in forever.
Yeah.
And we have to take care of it.
But the worst part about the knee is like you'll put it in one like angle, like either sitting or with it stretched out. And then the pain goes away. And then when you go to move it in whatever other way, it's just like, oh, it fucking sucks. So I've been going through that for like a week now of like getting it in one direction. Driving is the worst. Like moving from brake to get, oh my God, it's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, I'll forget about it. Or like when I wake up and I'm like, it doesn't feel too bad. And then I start walking and I'm like, holy shit. So yeah, skateboarding was going to be real fun. It was one of those things where I was like, do I want to do this?
Nah.
Do I get a new board and do I do this? Because this is like, that's just a walk in the park. That's just a normal day. Am I willing to take this? If it would have been any other part of my body, would have been fine. My knees are just fucked. It's getting dark, folks.
Getting real dark, folks. God. Well, what ended up happening later was a very nice dad squad evening.
Yeah,
that
we can't get too. We tell too much about our plans.
Yeah,
and our secrets. We just had a nice dad. Well, it was like a worn out dad night.
Yeah,
me and Kurd
showed up very exhausted and angry.
I wasn't angry. I was just disappointed.
Yeah, in yourself.
It had felt like a fucking year. It was one of those days where you're just like, good Lord. And then I was sitting at your table, and every time I had to get up to get a beer, I was like, oh yeah, there it is. There's that knee pain.
I had It's been a weird week, man. It was a weird week. Ran into one of my ex-girlfriend's moms, and she had like some weird thing where she told me that she said her daughter should have stayed with me, and I was like, well, I'm not going to say all heroes
That's what they all say.
I'm not going to say all heroes wear capes or anything like that, but I am the best thing since sliced bread, and
That is my favorite thing when people are like, yeah, you guys should have stayed together, and you're like, yeah, she should have stayed with me.
Yeah, I was pretty great.
Or she should have had the option to stay with me because no bitch has left me and I'll leave them all.
Had to shave my cat. That's not a euphemism. Literally had to shave the cat because he is a Persian and his undercoat got matted. And when their fur gets matted like that, you have to shave it because it just pulls on their skin. It can be bad for them. It can hurt them. So nobody in town could do it. It was a Christmas miracle because I called everybody in town. And they were all either like, our girl is out today, she has the flu, her kids have the flu, her kids needed a haircut, our cat stylist is dead. It's like
just a regular
17 fucking
Maybe they
places.
thought it was a euphemism. You're like, hey, just calling to see if you can shave my cat.
I'm just going to see if you can shave a cat. And they're like, hey, that shaved cat guy's calling back again. What do I tell him? Tell him that Stacy died and she doesn't work here anymore. Her husband's getting really pissed off.
He's got to stop staying outside of the store the whole day.
Tell him he's got to stop wiggling his willy outside the door and saying it's his Pink Panther. Her husband's going to come down here and shoot him.
God, I wish someone would.
What? Well, you've seen Gordon Cole. You've seen him at home.
Yeah.
He's a very big, fluffy cat. There is no cat underneath all that fur. It turns out he is very, very slim.
Yeah, I think that's every cat that has that type of.
We had to give him what's called a lion cut, which is where the head isn't cut, the bottom of the paws are uncut, and the tail is uncut. But we had to get very close. We pretty much had to shave him down to get to the mats and stuff like that. So I was FaceTiming my sister, and she said he looked like he got dipped in a tank of piranhas, and like he's the skeleton that's left over. And it keeps tripping me out because I keep walking around the house, and Small Spare Change helped me out. And she had to like hold him so I could like get the burrs and stuff like that. It took like a 3-4 hour process. She got her hands tore up and her neck got caught at one point by a claw.
Yeah.
And
Cats don't like that.
Cats do not like getting shaved. I just want to point that out right now. They look very comical, and he looks really rough because it got to the point where I was like, okay, we got all the mats. There's some patches, but they'll grow out.
Yeah.
He's not like he's leaving the house or anything. It's not like
he doesn't have any big dates.
It's not like I'm sending my son to school with this haircut, and I'm like, he got into the buzzards. I don't know how he did it, but he's very, very cold, and he keeps shivering, but he won't wear his sweater no matter how much I try to put it on him. So, shaved a cat, did some things,
shaved the cat.
God, just a weird week. Got some phone calls I didn't like, but it was. They tried to trip me up, but I was like, nah, you know what? Fuck this. I ain't gonna anybody get me down because I got the most successful podcast on earth.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you want to get into some submissions?
Yeah.
So got a grip.
That was the other thing I was going to say. I finally paid off my old man chair, and I didn't realize it was an old man chair until I got it. So I've had this chair on layaway for like 6 months. Because
my childhood.
No, I went to, I know, you know how when you get older and you realize you're becoming your parents and it's like the worst thing
you want to die?
Oh, you just want every fucking day of my life.
Yeah.
You start yelling and your parents' voices come out and you're just like, let me die already.
You start doing things your dad did and you're like, I don't want this anymore.
No,
I didn't ask for this.
And so I went to go pick up the chair and they're like, oh, you're getting a power lift chair? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm just getting a chair. Turns out the chair is also a power lift chair.
Oh, my goodness.
But it has a heat and a massage feature on it with 3 different wave settings and 3 different intensity settings. And it lets you lean all the way back and it lets you stand all the way up. So really, who's the idiot here? The guy with the regular lazy boy or the almost 30-year-old genius with the old man chair already?
I don't like the massaging chairs. They make me itchy.
I don't know what that's about because I fell
asleep.
I came home from work today and I was just playing DS in the chair and I literally fell asleep because I was like,
I hate them. They make me itchy.
They give you a massage all over and it's wonderful. Maybe not having stress on your body feels itchy to you.
I don't think it's that.
I think it might be.
Something about being rubbed in the same area for a while makes me itchy. Or like walking too much. Your thighs ever get itchy when you walk a lot and you haven't in a while?
No, I just get chub rub.
I'll rub your chub. Anyway, you want to get into these submissions?
Not without getting my chub rubbed.
So the first one we got is from Jimmy McGee. I'm fairly certain that is a full government name. I can't see why it wouldn't be. The title is ASJS. I don't know if we're missing something there. ASJS? ASJS? Ass jazz? Ass jazz, my favorite musical genre.
Ass jazz suddenly stopped.
Yeah. And the submission is, what is your guilty pleasure song? I feel like
thank God they specified because I was going to be like, which one?
I feel like we recently touched on this. I said I don't. At this point in my life, I no longer
don't
have
really
guilty
have any,
pleasures.
no.
As a kid, I did, and now I'm just like, I like what I like. There's some songs I don't want to be caught listening to.
Right, like there's songs I don't want to be seen in public, like jamming out to, you know? I mean...
Are you getting a ringing in your headphones, or is that my head?
I mean, that's very possible. It's just your tinnitus.
Okay. Oh, I don't want that.
I have it. Somebody pointed out that if you hear the ringing, you have tinnitus.
But it comes and goes. Like it's gone now. Are you concerned about me?
Always more than you know.
At least someone's looking out for number one.
A guilty pleasure song? I don't know. It's so hard to say. I remember one of the first times I remember that I had a guilty pleasure song was it was some One Direction song. It wasn't. It wasn't the That's What Makes You Beautiful.
I don't know any One Direction song. I only know that song that's like best boy band since One Direction.
Make it itch like a skin infection. Get ready to party with us in a couple of weeks to that, man.
One
that's
week
gonna be,
when this comes out.
oh my God, that's
We're getting
insane.
close.
That is, it's so
We're getting
close.
close to letting our bodies
become one with light and love and energy and become one
nice.
with the universe to Brockhampton.
Oh, I thought you meant POD.
What if they were actually POD tickets? I go home, I run, look at my ticket, I'm like, ah!
POD presents Love Your Parents.
I'm standing there furious while the rest of you guys
Man, and listening to the last episode, I thought of what POD song I was thinking of, and now I forgot it again. It's like it just doesn't stick with you for some reason.
I just like the idea of me being really pissed off at this concert while y'all are like hugging and locking arms, going like, I feel so alive.
Youth of the Nation. That was them, right? We
Yeah.
are. Yeah, us arms around each other. Youth of
being
the
like
Nation.
real aggressive and angry and like moshing into each other.
Can't be aggressive. It's POD. Power of Despair.
Is that what it means?
I have no fucking clue. I think it's something religious.
I thought it was payable upon death.
Yeah,
that's
like
what it was.
Jesus.
Yeah?
Jesus paid for all of our deaths.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about because that means Jesus
What a nerd.
I mean, that means Jesus saw the shit I've been jacking off to, and he still decided to die for me.
I saw a tweet that was like, God is gay. Why was he so fixated on giving me a little dick? But yeah, guilty pleasure songs. Like I said, I don't think I have one anymore.
No.
I've got some songs that like...
One of them was One Direction back in the day, but then like I slowly started to realize like it doesn't matter and it's just noise, and if someone's going to give you shit for liking certain noise, they're not a good person.
I don't like when I pull up to a red light real loud with certain things.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ugh. Everyone, you look over and then both cars are looking at you and you're like, I wish I wasn't listening to this. I don't even have a good reference point. Listen to a lot of shit.
Just pulling right up, at the stoplight outside of the church at 10:30 on a Sunday as everyone's leaving. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's Look Like Jesus by Little B. One time I pulled up to the BP by Chuck E. Cheese.
Child
topical.
Support Me.
No, this was pre-Child Support Me. Look Like Jesus by Little B. Great song. If you're not familiar, it just real loud and distorted goes, hose on my dick 'cause I look like Jesus. Pulled up to BP blasting that and went inside, and then the lady was like, that song you were listening to is blasphemous, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, man, what you don't understand is he has women lusting after him because he looks like your Lord and Savior. And the lady got so fierce, and I'm like, no, you're not listening.
No.
We can listen to it in my car. Little B,
if you'd
the
like,
bass god.
I got Rap Genius pulled up right here. We can look at the annotations.
This is pre-Rap Genius because I'm an old pile of dirt.
Yeah, we are both old piles
Remember
of
when
sod.
Rap Genius was just rap?
Oh, yeah.
Remember things? The new podcast by the Dapper Dads. Remember this thing that you don't remember? All right, yeah, so
Remember
no real...
76moocow.com?
No.
Really?
No.
That was the website we all went to in school to get past the firewall to play
Oh, mine
video
was
games.
a dog, I think. Like Betsy or something.
Mm-mm.
It was like a little dog, and yeah, you did that, and then it was just like a browser and a browser. Yeah. I forgot what it was. Something. Someone fact check that.
Yeah.
I want to say Betsy, a dog with a B name, not bitch. Bitch.com. I'm on the school computers.
What did we type in at my house that night when we were looking? It was
I don't know. One night here, I typed in everything we could just come up with to see what you. I like seeing what URLs. Oh, it was like big boobs.
Yeah, it was
boobs.com.
It was www.bigboobs.com, and the website was 1-800-BIG-BOOBS.
Yeah, and there were some big boobs on that.
There was
one.
some big breasts.
They did not lie. But yeah, I love that. I also used to do it as a kid, like 1-800, whatever you can think of, 7 digits that would equate to a saying.
Yeah.
Like hot, sexy, or whatever, this big boob. Yeah. And then you'd call it, and sometimes you'd get shit. I did that one night when I was drunk here, and I was just like, what websites? And it's like when you're a kid and you're just like, Google search boobs. One time when I was with my ex, we went over to her dad's house, and I wanted to use his laptop for something, and I pulled it up, and in the Google search on the top right corner, not the address bar, it just said porn, and I pointed it out to her, and then she got upset. She's like, I don't want to think about my dad jerking off, and I was like, oh, let me tell you about your dad jerking off. And I'm like, it's sad that he's so old that he just typed porn into Google.
I remember the first time I figured I could look for naked ladies on the internet. I was like 11. I went to Google and I typed in breasts into Google image search because I figured I was like, well, this is the internet. You have to be specific in what you're looking for. You have to be
I specifically want breasts.
You have to be professional. And it was like medical textbook pictures of breasts, and I was like, saucy.
This will do, yeah. God, the things I used to jerk into.
Holy jumping G Willikers, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. And then I just
Well, I remember when you were a kid and you'd type something into Google search like raunchy, like rim job, and you would get like 6 pictures of what you're really looking for. Now I'll be searching for something like short pants, and it's just like hardcore porn, and I'm like, God, Google. It'll be like something completely, I'm like, oh, I want to make a nice ravioli dish, and it's like, did you mean orgies? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's like 6 pictures of ravioli.
Raviolis coming out of a man's dick hole? It's like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
did you mean Italian mom gets her ravioli hole stuffed? And it's like, no.
Yeah, it's so, that's what I fear for.
Italian MILF mom cook hold. It's like, Jesus, no, I'm trying to cook a lovely dinner for me and my girlfriend.
Is that when you have to watch someone cook?
Cook
She's
hold?
getting cook-holded. It's like it's a hotter lady making a better dish than her.
Next time somebody asks you what your preferred genre of porn is, be like,
cook-hold.
Cook-hold. It's like getting
like
cucked.
Mom's.
It's like getting cucked, but
Mom's
you're getting cooked. It's mom's cooking.
Yeah. It's mom's watching someone cook better than them, and then their family really keeps complimenting the meal. Like, this marinara sauce is incredible.
And then she
she's
goes
just
out,
like,
and then the dad fucks the girl who made the better dinner, thus cook-holding the woman.
It's good. I downloaded it. I didn't just stream it.
No.
That's how you know it was good.
I paid $4.99 for the 4K video of it.
I have it in my notepad to go back
Have
later,
you seen porn in 4K
yeah,
yet? It is upsetting.
Well, that's what I'm
like
saying.
It.
These kids...
Too wet looking, too bright.
It's like 2 pussies kissing.
It's 2 big pussies, just wet and shiny and bright. Just
it's disgusting.
It's
just
terrible.
a little bit.
Looks like 2 grilled cheese making out.
All stringy and nasty.
Ugh, looks like Mayor McCheese making out with a female Mayor McCheese.
Grimaces.
Grimace is doing what?
I think it's Family Guy.
Common McNuggets.
That sounds like someone else. This is Ronald McDonald's friend Mayor McCheese, Grimace, and then Common McNuggets. He's
Colonel,
like a detective.
Colonel Common McNuggets.
Colonel Common McNuggets. He had to work on a case with Mayor McCheese to solve who had came in on the nuggets. Of course, it was just Common McNuggets.
It was Common McNuggets.
Should have been the first.
Who came in the fucking McNuggets? It was Common McNuggets.
God, I can't wait for that spin-off.
Remember the old McDonald's VHS cartoons they had? Like the Wacky Halloween Adventure featuring Common McNuggets. Remember the Common McNuggets posable Happy Meal toy?
Yeah, you get a Happy Meal. It's just filled with cum.
Build your own Common McNuggets.
Oh, I've been there. I've built that a couple times in my life.
You ever fed your bitch build your own Common McNuggets?
I bet my cum tastes like McNuggets. But yeah,
lobster and filet mignon from my main, Common McNuggets for my side.
I'm worried about this generation because, like I said, you can Google image search something completely normal and you get hardcore porn. And like I know we've touched on this before. I don't want to harp on it.
I don't want to harp on Common McNuggets.
But when I watched porn or looked at pornography
that one
in
time
magazines,
you looked at pornography.
Yeah, that one time. I remember it was December 13th, 2008.
That one time you betrayed your path of God and you looked at pornography.
Yeah, that one time I betrayed my pastor. But yeah, these kids, I had to fast forward through VHSs to see boobs, and now it's just like hardcore anal all the time. Every porn is anal now. It's disgusting. What kind of world are we living in? Sometimes I want to watch a porn where it's real nice and they make out a lot, and it just seems like love.
I don't want that at all.
Nubiles? I don't know how you say it. It's one of those words you just read. Nubiles. It's that real artful porn. I like it. Don't know how to say it in public. Probably shouldn't.
Old.
Not old. I love love.
I love a nice porn where the people are in love with each other.
It's nice to occasionally not have the woman degraded and just like beaten and slapped around.
I don't
and just
even
see some
know
love
you anymore.
I mean, I like that too, but occasionally I'm like, I want this bitch to find love.
There's like 1% of the time where I'm like, you seem like you work real hard and got
when
some
you watch too much
problems.
hardcore porn and you need a break and you just want some love. They wake up in the morning and it's just real sensual and nice.
People take breaks?
You should. I'm worried about you.
No,
that vein in your head is getting scary.
It just keeps getting bigger it's like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Every time I watch a hardcore porn, that vein gets a little bigger. Delicious.
All right, and then our next submission is from T Snow Crash, and the header is worst date you ever had. And the question is, what is the worst date you have ever been on? And what was the following aftermath? Did you try again, or did you just say, fuck this and be done? That's our answer. We've touched on this before. We haven't, I don't think either of us have been on a lot of dates.
No, yeah, I think we touched on this. It was one of the early episodes we talked about it. We're
just repeating ourselves at this
point. Most of the bitches that go out with me just are obsessed with me from day one. So it's like I don't really have a need to take them out any further. I do remember there was that time I hooked up with that broad for like a weekend and it didn't work out, but I wouldn't really call that like
love.
I wouldn't call it a date is what I wouldn't call it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on what you would consider a date.
I recently had someone come up to me and they were like,
you out on a date.
No, they were like, hey, so you know this person? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's funny. How do you know them? And they were like, oh, I went on a Tinder date with them. And I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, oh, their friend so-and-so said you treated him real good one night. And I was like, no, I didn't. And they were like, well, they said you did. And I started thinking about it. And I was like, I used to be an alcoholic.
Have I had sex with that woman?
I was like, have I had sex with people and I don't remember it? But then I started thinking about it. And I started doing some, let's just call it light Facebook stalking to try to corroborate some people and some names and some timelines and stuff.
Your light Facebook stalking is other people's in-depth research and investigation.
It ain't my fault, man. The internet's a tool. You just have to use it for your own, for your maniacal purposes. You have to use the internet as a tool for your tool. That's the way you have to do it.
That's all I've been doing.
One of these is my rival, this is my gun kind of situation. So after a little bit of corroboration, I found out it was a girl that wanted to fuck me.
Of course.
But
like they all do,
because clearly every woman that's ever laid
swimming in it,
woo, just pussy everywhere. The way I said that was,
I've totally had sex before.
I've had sex with women who love me? Question mark, and I didn't
watched
pay
it,
for,
and it was nice.
No, and so apparently I got people out here saying that I have done them right without even having ever actually done them. So if
it's a good review.
If you claim to have had relations with Slim, please call 4027 Dapper with your review and instance and see if he remembers.
Yeah, 6 out of 10 isn't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I mean, that's technically better than 6 out of 10.
Technically, that's 3 out of 5.
We're not going to get into
reduce your fractions.
Or reduce your fractions. Yeah, I've had that before where a girl has said I've had sex with her, and I'm like, no, I didn't. And then it's bullshit because they never believe us.
It's almost an honor in a way. Because
it's an honor, but I'm like, if I didn't want to have sex with you, I don't want it to be out there that I had sex with you.
Right.
And they never believe the guy. It's like when you're a kid and your parents don't believe you. It's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah, no one believed Bill. No one's going to believe us.
I put a cigar in her. But yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever really been on a traditional date. I have, like, in my early 20s, like, met up with a girl at a bar. Have you ever, like, went out to meet a girl at a bar, and then you're hanging out with them, and you're like, God, you are stupid and like, you're just, like, talking online or something, texting? You're like, everybody texts like shit. And then in person, you're like, you are just mind-numbing and have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's the type of shit I have. I've had that, and then, like, I think I've said it before. I met up with a girl one time at a bar. We had a couple casual drinks, and she texted me shortly after saying that she thought I would be more wild because we went to Mandalay Lounge, and before it was apparently popping, and we were, like, one of 8 people in the bar. And it was like 10 o'clock, and we drank some Bud Lights. And then she was like, I thought it would just be more interesting. Your stories are always crazy. And it's like, yeah, this is Mandalay on like a Wednesday, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
A couple Bud Lights. Not really, doesn't really pop off as like a very exciting time.
No.
But then
tonight's got to pop off.
Yeah, I felt defeated, and I was like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And that's what I'm just making up for with all these wild times. Like, I am crazy. I'll send you Facebook messages later on. I'm having a crazy night. But yeah, I've had that either where like the girls are just really.
There was one time I remember I was messaging this girl on Facebook. She was always trying to get with me while I was with a girl.
Yeah, they love that.
And then whenever I wasn't, she was always...
Yeah, they hate that.
Oh, my God. I remember one time I was really, really drunk, and, like, she was literally messaging me, and she's like, man, I'd like to you know, I mean, I'm not gonna
expletive
sexual thing with my member here. And I was literally like, well, fuck.
ugly.
I was literally like, well, what the fuck are you doing right now? I'm not doing anything. She goes, hanging out with my boyfriend. And I'm like, this is horrific of you to do.
Women are trifling, I'll be saying.
Respect in women's season is over. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, but that's like, my extent. As far as like date, usually if it's a date, I'm certain we've said this exact thing before. If I'm going on a date with a girl, it's because I've already been interacting with them and I like them and we're basically dating. But yeah, like a first
Can't give these hoes time of day, man.
Fuck no. Yeah, and when you do and they're stupid and then you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? I could be out with the dad squad. And instead this bitch is telling me about how she was in college and now she's not in college and she wants to go back to college.
For her photography degree.
Yeah, she's going to be in sports medicine. And you're like, I don't even know what that entails. And she never
says,
asks you about yourself. And
tech, but she just needs $300 to pass the test.
She's going to be a phlebotomist or a CNA because every girl fucking 10 years ago was going to be a phlebotomist or a CNA. And I'm like, that's going to be great when that finally works out. And they're like, yeah, I just don't have the money and I can't quit blacking out. And you're just like, shut the fuck up. Ask me about myself and how great my podcast is.
Yeah, literally. That's all I want to talk about.
Get down to what we're talking about.
That's all I want to talk about is how good my podcast is.
I'm trying to get compliments about my podcast. I need a 5-star review right now. We're drunk at the bar. Let me see your phone real quick. What's your passcode? That's weird.
That's weird. Nice kid on the background. Is that your son? Never mind. Don't want to know. Not
is that
trying
your
to find
son?
out.
I didn't read his... Anyway.
This is getting weird and specific quick.
And then another submission from, also again, T Snow Crash. Thanks for all of the submissions.
We do appreciate it.
Yeah, this is what keeps this going. This one is, the title is Who is Chosen One?
Who is John Galt?
Who is Chosen One?
Who is
Chosen One?
Depends on which chosen one you're talking about.
Says, you can make one political figure, celebrity, or musical artist completely dispensary?
Maybe.
From history? I'm assuming disappear.
Yes.
Don't confuse me with words.
Disappear.
Completely disappear from history. They would have never existed. Who is your choice and why?
One person who have never existed. You.
I'm gonna, because that way you wouldn't have a fucking successful podcast because I carry like 95% of the weight on this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and say
mostly my big dick you're carrying.
Sometimes I don't want to harp on this, but I feel like the blatant choice would be Trump. We get rid of Trump, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we do?
But I mean, at the same time, not that I'm gonna advocate. No, not that. I'm gonna
it finally comes out. That's why we can't talk about it.
No, but
I read the bumper sticker on your truck, and I just never wanted to get into this.
I keep trying to peel those off, but Kurt just keeps sliding underneath them and slapping them on the back.
I wish you.
just
just
slaps
smoking
it
a cigarette while you drive away.
Just laying there with his little belly. I'm like.
Love you, Kurt.
Love you, Kurt. Call us and defend your little belly. For Kurt's
This is it. He's like, I'm fucking done with this podcast. They've gotten too specific. At least you don't have little tits like me.
No, your body is big and bulky and weird.
It's weird, but I conceal it well.
At least you don't have a 60-foot, whatever the fuck
dick.
This garbage pile is
3
over
foot
here.
9 with a 60-foot dick. Just standing on it, curled up in a pile like a tiger tail.
Boing,
boing. It's just,
but it's like,
Josie's dick. Yeah, it makes a grosser noise.
It sounds like just a bunch of fire hose, just
wet fire hose. No, that doesn't even do it justice. But yeah, who would you get rid of?
Well, the whole point I was trying to make is that with all the negative shit Trump is doing, we're starting to see lots of positive, pushbacks from it. Like he'll defund something and then somebody's like, we'll fund this for the rest of its existence. Yeah. We'll do this. So it's like,
but
even
I feel
though
like we could have done better.
It. Yeah. We could have bettered
pile
society.
Of garbage forever. It's not just now because he's fucking dude, but he's always been a piece of shit. But I don't want to harp on it. We are a very anti-politic podcast, but I feel like that's just like the blatant choice.
Yeah.
If I had to make another choice, I want to say Taylor Swift.
I was going to say Suge Knight.
He is garbage person as well. Should we just list off garbage people?
Birdman.
Dustin Diamond. Okay. Now we have to defend ours.
I'm not defending Birdman.
No, I mean defend why you would choose him. He's a garbage, but he did a lot of. He's one of those people that did a lot of good. You know Birdman? What I mean? He brought us Lil Wayne and Big Timers.
Yeah, but like,
and technically you got Young Thug out there more.
but is it worth the cost of people's lives?
I think it could be.
That's a cold
Young
statement.
Thug and Lil Wayne.
We're gonna get some letters from those people's families.
Good fucking luck finding the address.
Joe Budden.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I guess if they just never existed, Joe Budden, yeah, I guess hasn't really contributed anything to me that I need.
Eminem.
Yeah, I could go without Eminem.
Who else could I go
But
without?
Eminem also has influenced a lot of great artists. That's the one thing I will always defend.
Yeah, he has inspired a slew of good rappers.
Yeah, everyone looks up to him. I don't know why.
It's like the Beatles. The Beatles were not that great, but they influenced a lot of other good
Yeah,
artists.
so I guess a lot of people do have something.
I don't know. Everybody I think is like political because that's what makes life really suck is like political people. You know?
I can always just like look away from like celebrities and musical
because
artists
like,
I don't care about. Like it just doesn't matter. But yeah, the people who are affecting what you do is what it comes down to.
No.
So yeah, I don't know.
That woman that scolded you at the bar like a dog.
Yeah, that's who we'll go with. Get that bitch out of here. And then our final submission to the website, again, www.thedapperdads.com, anonymous submissions, with whatever you want, is a link to avclub.com, and it just says, so this is a thing, and that thing is that the Rugrats has a porn parody, a live action porn parody,
which I saw. That's
by
the
Wood
still
Rocket.
I saw.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, if they do not have a reference to the screwdriver and Tommy's diaper being his dick,
it's going to be upsetting.
That they completely fucked this. Like, that is a go. Like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I guarantee they're going to be something about screwdriver dick because he's always got the screwdriver in the diaper. Like,
or he's going to use it on the girl, and he's going to be like, this is my screwdriver.
Yeah, you got to do something like
a
that.
Screwdriver with like a dildo handle, like something.
Oh, that would be nice.
Or a dildo on a screwdriver handle.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. This it's Wood Rocket.
What the fuck is that? Is that a fuck Pikachu?
They also have a Pokemon.
Is that a fuckachu?
Porn parody Pokemon where
fuckachu, I choose you.
Yeah, I don't know. Rugrats. Are we just we're at the age now where people our age are like, let's make things.
But like, what about watching a show about babies makes you want to fuck them? Like, that's fucked up.
People have weird things.
That's being a pedophile. I mean, I don't care if it's a cartoon. That's being a pedophile.
Yeah, it's weird. People just want to see everything fuck.
Which is weird.
I don't get it.
Which I understand that's like the law of like the jungle. That's like the nature to survive is to fuck to reproduce. But it's like, just because something entertains you doesn't mean you got to see it fuck. Like, why is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some things you're just not supposed to see fuck.
Have you played The Last of Us?
Yes, I have. Fantastic game.
I clicked on a link one time. Someone was like, "Oh, I love this deleted scene from The Last of Us" or something. Twitter. Yeah. My downfall is going to be Twitter links that I don't know what I'm clicking on, image links or whatever. I clicked on something earlier today and I was like, "No, not the time. Never the time for this."
No.
I've clicked on things I'll never forget. So I clicked on this and it was like someone had made like a cutscene for it, and it ends up getting to that guy fucking that girl, and I was like, whoa. Which I will say, that game had a lot of sexual tension for some reason. You know what I mean? Were you with me? It was weird. Like, obviously, like, she was like 14 and he's a grown man. And spoiler alert, his kid gets brutally killed like instantly in the game. And I'm like, I could see where this comes from, but I never wanted this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I didn't need this.
That it would probably happen, but I don't.
I thought someone could do this because there's like I can't remember what it is in that game, but there's a scene where I was like, is this gonna get weird?
There's a line between realism and storytelling that I don't want crossed, and sometimes there's things that happen in real life that I don't necessarily want in my storytelling.
Yeah, and
I don't want this chocolate run with everything in my peanut butter.
And it was very well made. So someone took a lot of time. And that's like a lot of things. Like this probably, I've seen some favorite porn parody. Do you have one?
Some of the ones
I've seen
there's some ones in recent years that have been just more funny than anything.
Yeah, that's mainly like what it is.
The American Dad one was fucked. Did you ever watch the American Dad one?
I was aware of it, but it's hard to find time with yourself. More so, not the time with yourself, but the time when you're willing to dive into these things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you're gonna watch it, and then maybe you get aroused, and then you're jerking off to it, and then it's all weird. Then you watch American Dad later, and you're like, this is strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, the casting, I enjoy the Batman one.
Yeah, the Batman one's
hilarious.
always hilarious.
pretty sure someone sucks a dick through a jail cell.
Yeah.
The Joker's dick or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, imagine being like, hey, this popular franchise, let's sit around a table and work out this script and what's gonna happen for the Joker to fuck Catwoman or something. Like, it's just, people are weird.
Yeah.
So what's the next porn parody?
What-
Cat dog? Yeah. Where does it shit? That's the only porn parody I need, is where cat dog shits, so I can understand how it happens. Does it shit out of the other one's mouth?
Just like
It's like a hairball, but it's a shit.
do they trade back and forth? Like, is it like a God's curse kind of thing, and one has to shit, and then the other has to shit, and then one has to shit, and then the other has to
I'd
shit?
assume so.
Does one shit and one piss? Or does it like
Well,
alternate?
then, yeah, you're getting the short end of the stick, whoever gets the shit coming out of their mouth.
But then, like, does that alternate? Like, is it like shit, piss,
Someone send us, I guarantee.
piss, shit, piss, 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 shit, piss?
Yeah, that's the description of this podcast. Someone send us, because I guarantee it's out there,
With a shit and a piss and a little cat dog.
a drawing of cat dog with a dick. I
Stop.
assume there's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone submit that, or you draw it.
No.
We've got some creative.
Don't
listeners.
encourage people to draw.
Draw a cat dog with a dick.
Draw Johnny Bravo with a dick.
That's definitely out there. That's not even far fetched. You're like Johnny Bravo with a dick.
So draw Slim.
Yeah, draw Slim naked and send it to dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com.
If you
the
do-
email is only for naked pictures of Slim, whether real photography or drawn
If someone
or painted.
sends a naked picture of Slim that isn't a girl that has had sex with me, that's where I'm going to draw the line. If you haven't had sex with me,
I guess I won't be sending mine.
no, you will not, little bitch.
Okay, Big Sean.
You can't win the contest.
Big Sean's got a big dick.
Does he?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I seen a picture.
Did
Scary.
you?
Scary big. Yeah.
Really?
Twitter.
Ah, that's for
Yeah.
genetic. Another Twitter link?
Yep.
Fell
Click
down the
on
rabbit
Twitter
hole with
link.
that one.
Well, wasn't even a rabbit hole, very surface level.
Eh,
Huge dick. Scary
zoomed
big.
in on it?
Scary big dick. Looked at it for longer than I probably should have. Big dick. Big. Ariana Grande with that? I don't know. Disgusting. Disgusting filth. That internet's full of it. And I only spend every second.
And I will spend every second of my life on it until I die.
Yeah, what other porn parodies can we do?
Oh,
What one
God.
can we do? What if you
Like-
could make one porn parody out of any TV show of any type? What would be a great porn
In
parody?
terms of like great as in like, wow, this is a masterpiece, or great as in like, this is fucked and hilarious?
I would like it to be a little of both, but
If they could pull it off,
I think that's really the thing with all of them.
the one that I would appreciate the most and would
Mm-hmm.
love to see done in a great yet hilarious way would be Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That would be interesting.
Because Carl's an obvious choice. You can
Oh,
just
yeah.
cast a person
Carl,
for that.
yeah, Carl's very castable.
But like, who's
I
gonna
see
be?
Carl 10 times a day.
Yeah, you can see a Carl when you go to any Walmart in any town
Oh,
at
yeah.
any given point in time, at any time of day, in any part of the country.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? I'm trying to think of like some ones that would be like interesting and hard to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something real outside the box, but I don't know. The only thing that's popped in my head and I don't want it is that 70s show.
That's got to
Oh, wow.
exist out there somewhere
Yeah, that
already.
doesn't seem far-fetched, but I bet
No.
it gets weird. If it's something
Yeah.
that simple, like that would be easy to cast, it's got to get weird, like Eric fucks his mom. Probably, which is gross and I don't
No,
want,
I mean,
but
it's probably like
It's a lot of
Bob.
incest in
It's probably
porn,
like Bob fucking Kitty is what it is. Probably Bob fucking Kitty and then Red
Oh,
fucking
that sounds
Midge.
nice. Oh, yeah, like a
You
swingers.
want to watch Bob fuck Kitty?
No, not at all, but
But that sounds, which is
but
it?
I could
Either it
see
sounds
it.
nice or like,
I just could see it. It's like that's what I think I like, is like ones where I'm like, you could pull that off well.
She's
Like
just
the
like,
Rugrats is a cartoon of children, so it's very difficult to
no, I don't
cast.
want to think about that at all.
No, I don't want it either, but it is what it is. What about Rocco's Modern Life? Real monsters. That would be solid. Because the fucking Crumb
Yeah.
with the eyes,
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
with the grandma and the grandpa,
Yeah.
and the dog watches. Grandma
And the monsters.
I don't know if I
The
wanna say
Barracuda
it.
in the bathtub.
Never really got into that show, to be
Love
honest.
that show. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Never got into that either.
That was one of my favorite old Cartoon Network ones.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. The jokes on that were so quick and funny and stupid. There's so many things.
Do you think there's a Doug? There's probably a Doug.
Oh
porn
yeah,
out there.
I've seen the Doug porn parody.
Is it good?
Yeah, they're like the colors and everything. It's
hell
like
yeah.
fucked
Skeeter?
up. Yeah,
Is there a lot
Skeeter's
of
in it.
Skeet references to Skeeter?
Oh yeah, in
See,
the
that's
Skeeter scene is
the
pretty much
one-
nothing but Skeet
The
references.
one thing that you gotta appreciate is there is so much room for quality writing and jokes in there. Like Skeeter, come on.
Ooh, cow and chicken. That'd be a fucked up one.
You watch a lot of shitty shows. I didn't like any of these shows.
Yeah.
Ed, and Eddie, but they just fuck each other.
There isn't Ed and anyone out there.
Gross. There's a lot of shit. Rule 34, is that what it is? When
If it
anything-
exists, there's porn of it. Yeah.
True. Yeah, I guess we probably shouldn't just keep listing TV shows. that were like
45
this one.
minutes later.
What about MASH? MASH has already fucked me enough. Did you say you watch MASH? Right? We had this.
I
fucking
don't
hate
hate MASH, but
Fuck
if it's
MASH.
on, I'll
Worst
like
TV
I'll watch
show
it.
ever.
No, man, great TV show.
What's the worst TV show ever?
There's a lot of things we could throw into the worst TV show ever.
MASH. And when they made that cartoon on Fox with that little kid who was super smart, and I think he was voiced by Jonah Hill. Someone fact check that.
Oh
That
yeah,
show
that
was
show was hot garbage.
absolutely
Do you remember
unbelievable.
Bordertown? Bordertown was
Yeah,
hot
that was
garbage.
bad
I
too.
hated that.
Brickleberry?
I didn't hate Brickleberry, but there was a lot of times where I watched it and I thought, why the fuck am I watching this
Yeah.
trash?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad shows, but MASH definitely takes the giant fucking shit cake. I hate MASH. Just hearing that fucking... I don't like old things, I've realized.
See, I love old things. That's
No.
my thing. I love old shit.
Hey, old movies, old TV shows, old
Why?
people, get rid of it.
Old people, I'm not a big fan of. I will say
You know,
that.
old people, I could take them or leave them.
I like the stuff they did when they were young, but not their current things.
Things that are old just feel old to watch. Like when MASH comes on, even as a kid, I was like, this is so outdated.
I
Even
like it,
movies
though.
I like watching Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, is hard to do now.
See, I
'Cause
like
it's
the
just
nostalgia factor, though. Even though I
I
didn't
like the
live through
nostalgia
it.
when I liked things as a kid and rewatching it. That nostalgia
Yeah,
I like. But
and I
if someone
understand
shows
that.
me I Love Lucy, I want to blow my fucking brains out.
That's a
Nothing should be
stretch.
black and white anymore.
Mm,
Let's get rid of all media prior to 1992.
I don't like anything. No, there goes all your 80s hair metal. What the fuck are you talking about?
I find all TV shows.
Mm,
What's a great old TV show? Tales
lots
from the
of
Crypt.
great old TV shows.
I was watching Tales from the Crypt recently, and it's pretty solid.
That's a good choice.
Good solid thing.
Fantastic tales.
Beautiful Tales from the Crypt.
Coming up next on the Dapper Dads podcast, we're going to be
We're gonna
interviewing
complain
the.
about TV shows for 45 minutes, and then after that, we'll be moving
Check
into
out the Dapper Dads podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about how the dads went out and got horrifically drunk and had their dicks chopped into tiny little pieces by
yes, horribly disfigured. We will be
South-
posting rare photos never
on
seen before.
Dapper Dad's Instagram. And then later we have a special guest here on the show. We've got young Kurt playing some tritopic tones and rhythms on his little belly. And he's going to be
Little Bill.
he's going to be doing that for about 3 hours and 45 minutes with no commercial break.
Sounds like a good night.
Brought to you by Wrap Snacks. Taste that taste that
Welch's.
taste that boozy Louisiana heat and drink your Welchers sparkling grape juice to go along with it.
I want someone who listens to this, one of our avid 4 listeners. I need you, if you're good with the audio editing, I want you to take every time Slim has fucked up a brand or even our website and personal promotion, and I want you to stitch it together. And it's got to be a good 10 minutes of you
What do they get what does somebody get if they do that?
I will send you the pair of pants that I ripped.
That's fair.
They're
They're a
glorious.
doozy.
That day when I put those pants on, I thought about wearing a different pair of pants because I put them on. I don't wash jeans ever because why the fuck would
Yeah.
I? And I sat down in them after I put them on, and I was like, these smell like cigarettes and stale beer. I should probably wash them soon. And then before I could wash them, they died. So what I'm trying to say is people never get the flowers while they can still smell them.
No.
So make sure you love your pants. I have a thing with clothing where when it dies, I'm like, damn, this was at a lot of cool shit. Do you do that?
Yeah.
I'm always like, man, these pants were at Young Thug and Prof.
They
8
absorb some
times and-
sweat at things.
Yeah, they've
that
been
they're
it. I
never
look
gonna-
at a friend that was with me. I'm like, I can't let these pants die. They made so many things.
These pants were in Nam with me. They were in the trenches.
Took these pants off when I fucked that girl. And then I put them on backwards, but I just had to get out of there because it was weird.
I buttoned them in the back like a dumbass, and I
was
jumped
like,
out
all
the
right,
window.
I'll see you later.
Then I zipped up my
Put
own
my
ass.
socks over
took
my...
put my socks over my pants, took all the cash out of her wallet, came on her back, and leaped out the window.
Yeah, I like the order that was in.
That's called the Fast Finger Slim doing the Dapper Dad Dash.
Hey, it is hard sometimes to find where her wallet is because you got to have a wallet inside of a purse.
No,
and then
man, you got to scope the whole thing out
much
before you turn the
shit.
light off.
But then they walk in on you, and you're like, oh, I was just looking for a condom.
Yeah. Just play it off.
Yeah, just play it off.
Yeah.
That's my move every time I'm having
Fuck
sex.
it.
Just play
Play
it
it
off.
off.
Play it off and fuck it. That's our tips for having sex is play it off and then fuck it.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into the ominous message that was left for us?
Yes, we did have something left for us in the dungeon we want to touch on before we get to the end of this sabbatically thick cup of nightmarish hot cocoa you snuck out of a garbage can in a 7-Eleven.
You are fucking... I don't know what's up with you sometimes. It's
I got problems.
27 episodes in. We're just really scraping that barrel of the mind.
Somebody just needs to give me something funny to talk about. If I get my drugs, I turn into an asshole.
So yeah, we were left... we have a whiteboard. It's real big.
It's a big-ass whiteboard.
It's big. You can write on it. Then you can erase it and write on it again. It's a modern miracle. I don't know if you guys have seen these things, but giant white
I don't know if you guys
specific
believe in the everlasting love and protection of our Lord Jesus Christ, but he blessed us with a board that can be written on
Amen.
different times. And there's
Different
something
colors.
science can't explain this. This is a miraculous piece of modern miracle technology that came from either the government and aliens or the Lord Jesus Christ has finally decided to start blessing us again.
It's like magnets. How do they work? Anyway, we were left with a would you rather. If you like what we're about to talk about, you should check out, I'm going to go out and say it's episode 9, which is a slew of would you rathers that got very intense. You can learn a lot about us if this is your first episode and you haven't turned it off yet. I fucking don't understand what your life is, but check out episode number 9, would you rather. And we were left with a beautiful would you rather, which is, would you rather, how many times can I say would you rather? Would you rather have sex with a hot twink priest or a 95-year-old nun that was never attractive at any point in her life? And you must finish sexually. You must complete with your penis.
You must climax.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
You can't fake the orgasm.
No.
God will find out?
Yeah.
Okay.
God will make you finish.
Ah, man. If I had
A nickel? Yeah.
I'd have one nickel. I got this nickel when God made me finish. So, like, okay, are we talking like King of the Twinks? Like,
I mean, it's a hot twink. I don't think we should look too much into that.
do I get to keep my eyes closed the whole time with the ugly woman?
You got to keep one open.
Like, all the way open, or can I, like, be squinting?
No. You got to give it to her. You got to give her one open eye. She was never attractive at any point in her life.
That's not my fault. That's God's.
No, but you got to make her feel nice. 95 is shockingly old.
I feel like
double what I'm going to end on.
To be 100% honest, I feel like I would hurt a 95-year-old if I was having sex with them.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Do you?
I mean, you got to go off her. Like with any time with a woman, you got to go off of their cues.
Well, yeah. I mean, communication is key in the sack, but it's like...
Yeah, make sure to talk a lot, because the thing you want when you're having sex with a woman is to hear a man's voice a bunch.
What would it take for you to have sex with a 95-year-old?
Probably less than you're thinking.
Really?
I'm a very poor...
I'm not thinking a lot.
Then maybe we're right on the money. And it would be money.
Usually we are with each other.
I would fuck a 95-year-old right now if it would stop my knee from hurting. I'm a simple man.
That could be cured up with antibiotics.
With the 95-year-old, is it your choice of position?
Yeah, because I mean, like,
I'll bust it from the back.
That's what I'm saying. You could almost bust anything from the back for if it was for your country or for your life or something. You could bust anything from the back.
Only for my country is when I have sex. No
Why
country for old men. I
why does
say.
it have to be? I can almost guarantee who left the question. But
it was Matt the God.
Of course, it was Matt the God. Shout out Matt the God.
This is the type of fucking shit that goes through his brain all the time.
Why is it gotta be Why is it gotta be a twink priest? Can't it be a bear priest or like an otter priest? Can't it be like just what I think an attractive
Otter
guy
priest?
would be? Yeah, otter.
What is that?
Otter's like slim but hairy. Keep in mind, I have spent exactly.
So you're an otter?
Keep in mind, I have no body hair. I don't know what you're talking about. I am
Me neither.
dangerously sleek underneath all of this. Like,
don't get me worked up this late in the podcast.
Man, it does. Man, if you greased me up like a pig, I rarely have to
now we're
prep
talking.
myself for. Okay, if you're gonna grease me up and handle me around in a room full of people like a hot potato,
I've seen those videos.
You're not gonna have to do a lot of prep work first. You're just gonna have to pretty much grease up and shave 5% of my body.
5%? Is it all pubes?
Yeah.
And ass?
That's all ass.
The old diaper. That's what I call it. The old hair diaper.
It's basically like a diaper made out of hair that I wear all the time.
That's quite the visual. So hot twink priest, 95-year-old nun.
I'll take the woman.
Do they know each other?
I'm gonna say the woman right now is where I'm leaning because like I just can't.
You can't fuck a guy?
I can't fuck a guy. I'm
Really?
not into dudes.
I could fuck a guy.
You think you could fuck? Like if it came down to it.
If it came down to it?
I need to see how
I would fuck
is
a
this
guy?
is this woman a 0 out of 10?
She was
Like,
never attractive at any point in her life, and now she's 95.
What does
That's
that
a quote.
mean? But
She
like,
was never attractive. Like at her peak,
Is this like
she
old
wasn't
and
attractive.
frail? Is this like fat and dumpy? Is
No
this
one,
like
no one that's 95 is fat and dumpy. Let's just get that out there. Have you seen a dumpy, fat, old 95-year-old?
And it's like
that
people
doesn't
are like,
exist.
weight doesn't correlate with health. I'm sure it doesn't.
Every 95-year-old I've seen, I could break with the flick of my finger. So if I'm flicking my dick, it won't do even close to the amount of damage.
Weird.
Not really. Yeah, this is a hard one. Can I do both? I mean, in for a nickel, in for a, I don't know the saying.
Start with one, finish with the other.
Finish on the other.
I don't like
It's one
this,
of-
this
it's one of
visual
them
setup.
watching.
I'm picturing in a church because
Of course.
Where else am I going to be fucking these people?
Yeah, can you fuck the nun with her robe thing on? Because that covers a lot of
Ooh,
body.
That does. Is it like?
would be
is
nice.
I
want to say
have
that
be
you
naked?
can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd assume they both have to be naked.
Let's say you just have to lift up the thing, like her robe or
the
whatever.
gown.
Is it a gown? What is it?
I don't fucking
Is it
know.
a dress?
Do I look like I know what nun's clothing is called?
Well, I wouldn't say no, but you've surprised me.
Hey,
Some of your street knowledge surprises me sometimes.
I'm chocked full of it. It's really all I have to offer.
Yeah, same. I'm like a big bowl
If
of
it's
Rocky
a-
Road of street knowledge.
If it's a nun who keeps her little gown thing on, then definitely the nun. Because yeah, you can
Yeah,
just hike
because
it up.
it's like.
But there's still gonna be like some saggy skin. Because you're gonna pull up that back, and those thighs are probably saggy.
But I
and
mean,
a lot of varicose
but think about it.
veins.
You just got to see it for like a second, though, and then
You're
like,
gonna come
when-
in a second.
No, but like you just got to.
Your body's gonna
No, you just got to look at it.
tower
but then, like,
over
if-
her in a second.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like if
You're still gonna see something.
Yeah, but you just got to see it for like if you're
No,
if you're
even-
smashing from the back, hear me
Those
out.
cheeks are gonna be flapping.
Yeah, but like you just got to like keep your head up the whole time.
No, you
know,
gotta
like,
look at them. That's part of this. You have to look at them.
Like look down. Am I looking down at the ass or am I looking at them?
You have to keep them in your main focal point throughout. You can
I'm
look at
still
the
gonna,
back
I'm
of their
still
hair,
gonna say the nun.
but you're still. I want to see this twink priest.
You really are going with the priest on this one.
How hot is the guy?
It says a hot
There's
twin.
some-
Let's say a 10 out of 10 dude.
I need to see both of them to make.
But you're gonna like okay, man.
I'm gonna switch teams if the guy's hot enough. Yeah,
I just don't think I could keep an
95-year-old
erection with a pair of balls slapping
don't-
against me.
we just hold him. The old reach around, rusty trombone.
You have thought about this.
Yeah, more than I want to admit. No, but I don't know. Either way, it's gonna be unpleasant. I don't want to look down at a guy, but I don't want to look down at a 95-year-old woman.
I mean, I've fucked some disgusting women before, so I guess I can just add that to the list before I die.
He'd probably die afterwards. She definitely dies afterwards.
Turns into dust.
But I feel like it would make her happy too. So that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One final nail in the coffin.
God. The literal nail
If
in
she's
the
never
coffin.
been fucked before, you pop her old cherry. This
just
is
goes-
disgusting. This is. It just hit me all at once.
You pop
this
it,
is horrible.
it tears like a piece of old parchment paper, like an old library
Can
book.
asshole tear? Yeah, like a piece of paper.
We need to shut this show down.
said
Why
we
haven't we
should.
been shut down yet?
I think this will do it.
You think this will do it?
Yeah,
Let's talk
this is
about.
probably
If you
one of
made
the
it through
most
this whole
disgusting-
episode, God bless your whole goddamn heart.
This is probably one of the amount of detail that we got in with this question. I think
There's a lot of factors to take into place here that Matt
There's
to
a lot
God
of
did not
factors.
lay aside for us.
No, it's weird. It's like he didn't think about this as much as we're having to right now. I guess I'll go with the nun.
Yeah, I'll say the nun.
I'm not gay,
Nah.
but I'm
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
no, not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, there's some attractive men. I gotta see.
Oh,
both
I
of
can
them.
admit when I think a man's attractive, it
'Cause
doesn't mean I
think
want to
you
fuck
can't-
him though.
You think you can't keep a boner with a 95-year-old woman? It's gonna be hard to keep it with a guy. It's gonna be hard to keep a boner either way. But you just gotta get it inside of him. I think never having gay sex would make it difficult to have.
This
gay
is
sex.
when we get all of our official accounts taken away.
Yep. Someone's got to do it.
True freedom on this podcast.
True freedom when you're in a 95-year-old nun.
True freedom when you own your own brand.
So if the nun is naked, does that change anything without the gown? Because definitely gown.
Still going with the
Still
woman.
going with the
Yeah.
woman.
I mean, if she's a big old...
I'm picturing it. She's not big. She's very frail.
Very.
When was the last time you seen a 95-year-old?
In person?
Yeah, in real life.
I
You
don't know
could
if
touch
I
them,
ever-
but you don't want to.
Don't know if I ever have.
I don't know if I have either.
If you're 95 years old and you're listening to this, let us know how you got there.
They're probably very upset.
They're probably super
I'm
upset.
shocked that they realized what a podcast is.
because
It's
they've
beautiful.
basically had to listen about how they would get fucked and turned into dust, so they're probably not very happy if they're listening.
I mean,
to
I
this.
never really went into how I would fuck the
If
nun.
you know someone who is 95,
missionary, non-missionary. Let's up the ante here. Non-missionary, look her in her eyes the whole time, and she's got that chin that just doesn't stop.
none.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still the nun.
still none. Just can't. Don't think I could.
Is this blasphemous?
Of course, it's blasphemous.
Cool.
It's in a church. Of course, it's blasphemous. I knew somebody who
I've had,
gave dome to a guy in a church.
you know, a guy who gave a guy dome in a church.
I know.
That's beautiful.
I know a girl who
Uh-huh.
gave dome to a guy.
Would have been
in
better
a
if it
church.
was a guy.
It's more. Is it more blasphemous?
I think
that
it's
way?
more blasphemous. A lot of religions, I think, are against gays.
Which is so odd.
yeah, because all the priests are little kid diddlers and
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Yeah, is
odd.
this priest a kid diddler? Because then I can't have.
Oh,
any
I
part of
can't.
that.
I couldn't have sex with an attractive man.
But
even
I
if he
look
was
like a
kid
child,
diddler.
so they would probably like it. I'm just all about pleasing. I'm a giver, not a taker.
In a situation, you're trying to seduce the priest as a child, so you're in like the little shorts and the striped shirt
Oh
with
my!
the propeller hat.
I think this is too much.
Is it?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, so the poor old 95-year-old woman wasn't too much, but exposing the priest as gay as a gay pedophile is too much.
No, exposing gay priest pedophiles is what we should be doing. But putting yourself in.
2019 is the year the Dapper Dads.
Yeah, we need a
exposed
year to get ready.
the Catholic Church. We
I
got
gotta
to
do a
prep for
lot
this.
of research.
We just can't jump the gun on this one. If we're taking down a whole religion, we need some time to prepare
Yeah.
for this.
God, could you imagine if we could take down a whole religion
Dapper
that's
Dads
been
take
around
on
for
a
a fake
religion?
amount of time? That would be incredible.
Because technically all time's fake.
Yeah, it's a construct.
It's a really big construct.
The only construct that you can fuck a 95-year-old nun in. So I like my constraints. So yeah, we'd both fuck a nun.
Yeah, well, the Dapper Dads fuck the nun. That is episode 27.
Yeah, that is not going to be the title at all. But
Damn,
that is.
that would have been a good episode title.
Yeah, that'd be a great one. Yeah, Apple definitely would approve that.
Whatever. We got
Apple,
a brand.
Spotify.
We have an aesthetic we're trying to stick to.
Yeah, and it's fucking 95-year-old nuns.
Oh, and just at the end of this, we did get a picture of someone wiping their ass standing up. I just want to throw that out there for people who are listening to the show. Don't send us pictures of you wiping your ass.
Yeah.
Emilio, I appreciate it. Calling him out. I appreciate the ass wiping picture.
It's what's
Believe
true-
it or not, I've seen worse pictures of the guy.
Oh, yeah.
I
If
have worse
that's-
pictures of the guy on my phone.
If that's what he's firing off at random, then I fully believe it.
I've
What
gotten
is
a video.
truly-
I've gotten a full video of the guy doing the Buffalo Bill dance before, like lipstick,
I could see it.
song, everything.
Nice thighs on that guy.
Super nice.
Very
He
strong
works out all
thighs.
the time.
Yeah.
True freedom.
True freedom with his thighs.
True freedom in those milky white thighs.
Yeah, but that is what it looks like. The truly remarkable
What if the
point.
priest had those thighs?
Now I'm jumping ship. Jumping right in that hot twink ship. This has been quite the episode.
I'm just picturing
What
what a
is-
hot twink ship is, and you're just like,
Oh,
"See-"
there's a lot of.
like the dad squads out, and we see the hot twink ship, and you're like, "See ya, boys!" And
I
you
just swim
jump-
over.
swim
I'm just
over.
like, everyone's shirtless.
Russian hardness.
We work hard and we play hard.
Dun 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 dun.
I did want to say it was incredible that Emilio sent it to both you, who then you forwarded it to me. Your face is priceless. And then he also DM'd it to me on Twitter, which I've gotten some Twitter DMs that are very all over the place, and that one might take the cake. I'm
Yes.
glad that he had to get it to both of us. And I mean, I didn't want to see it, but I am glad that he's wiping his ass the right way.
Well, God bless America, I suppose.
Yes. So don't send us pictures of you wiping your ass,
No.
please.
But if you do, I guess there's nothing we can do about it. So go ahead and
I'm
send
gonna
those
edit
ass
that
wiping
out.
pictures
No.
to 402-7-DAPPER.
That's 402-732-7737. We're working on the filter to not receive your ass wiping photos. I didn't ask for this. We didn't ask for this. That's the overarching theme of our podcast. We didn't ask for this.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask.
I didn't aesthetic for this.
I didn't ask for this.
So www.thedapperdads.com, anonymous submissions and literally everything else. dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com, 402-7-DAPPER for everything except ass wiping photos. Follow us on Instagram @dapperdadspodcast. We'll follow you back. If we didn't, I'm very forgetful, so do something to get my attention.
Get our attention. We will acknowledge your existence.
Yes.
We promise.
Follow us on Twitter @DapperDads. Facebook, the Dapper Dads. Tag us in all of your shit. Send us all of your shit. Get us out there. Give us 3 friends. We need friends. Come see us.
We have no friends. Yes,
I don't know what's going on. I'm all worked up about this 95-year-old nun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I got to go take care of this for him. Later, boners.